Hello my friends, Jeff, Tax Rescue CPA. So it's tax time again, and you may be asking yourself, do I need to file this year? Does the IRS really want my information? Is this going to do me any good? Well, I have the answer to all those questions for you coming right up. Okay, so let's look at the basic filing requirements. The IRS has standards set up, and these are based on your age, your income, and also your filing status, whether you're single or married. Now, these are boring. I don't want to go through all these details for you because honestly, it's boring even for me. So I'm going to put these up on the screen, and if you want to review them, just pause the video there and check them out. Okay, here we go. Good. Those are the basics. Now, what we really need to look at are the special situations and the special forms that may be involved in determining if you have a filing requirement. What about those special situations that could require a filing? Well, one of them is being a dependent of another. If you're claimed on another's tax return as a dependent, you have a different set of rules for whether or not you need to file a tax return yourself. Also, there's investment income. Even the smallest amounts or even a loss on the sale of a security could trigger a filing requirement. And then there's foreign activity. If you have foreign income, different set of rules. If you're a non-resident alien, different set of rules. And then the biggie, if you get your health insurance through the marketplace and you receive a credit, you're going to receive a 1095-A, and this information needs to be reported on a tax return regardless of other situations going on in your financial picture. Let's talk about the specific forms that may create a filing requirement in and of themselves. Here's a list of them. You've got 1099 interest and dividend forms. You've got 1099-B, okay, so for stock sales, be aware that the IRS is going to want to know about those. Then retirement form of 1099-R. Also, there's W-2G. If you have gambling winnings, you're going to need to report those. And then we have this is a newer form, historically, it's on the newer side, but a 1099-K, and this reports electronic payments. And lastly, we have what I mentioned earlier is the 1095-A regarding the health insurance credits. This one you've got to reconcile and report on your tax return. So if you find any of those forms in your mailbox, know that they need to be reported on your tax return. So let's talk about who specifically doesn't need to file. So if you're below the threshold, you don't need to file. And of course, if you have none of those special issues, those other kinds of income that trigger a filing requirement. And there's another group I want to point out is retirees that are on Social Security, and that's the only income they're receiving. They're not going to have a filing requirement if that is the only income. Now remember the exceptions. Keep those in mind, especially that one about marketplace insurance, because that's going to trigger a filing requirement. Okay, Jeff. But what about filing even if I don't have to? Well, believe it or not, there are some good reasons to do that. I'm going to give you 5 of them. Number 1, that is that you would get a refund from your withholding. For example, you have a W-2 job, your income isn't enough to require filing, but there was withholding taken out of your paychecks and you can get that money back. File, get your money back. Number 2 is similar, and that is that you would receive a refund from refundable tax credits. The most common are the child tax credit and the earned income credit. If you're eligible for those, file, get the money back. The third one is, this is a little trickier, but this has to do with Social Security benefits. If you're self-employed and you would get Social Security benefit credits by filing and reporting that income, do so, because this could help you down the line. Number 4 is just peace of mind, knowing that you're up to date on everything, your return's filed, and the IRS knows you're compliant. This came up a few years back with the coronavirus payments, and those that had filed a return got the stimulus money right away. Others that hadn't filed, maybe they didn't need to, but because they hadn't filed, there was more hoops to jump through in order to get that stimulus money. And the 5th reason, and this one's very proactive, is you want to stop ID theft. If you don't file, someone else may, with your tax ID number, and try to claim a refund and commit identity theft. And that creates a big problem for you when down the road you need to actually file a return and there's confusion at the IRS. So getting that return in, the correct one from you, stops ID theft. So there you have it. There are some very good reasons to file a return, even if you don't have to. All right, my friends, let's wrap this up because that coffee maker back there is calling my name. Now, I realize filing taxes is not the most exciting thing, but it doesn't have to be painful either. I've given you a lot of information, and if you need any help sorting this out, let me know. In fact, here is your personal invitation to claim a free tax review. Get the information you need. Well, thanks for watching. Now go prepare your taxes. Who's doing your taxes?